Paul, it was a disappointing loss on Saturday night against Richmond, but with a bye this week, we look to the second half of the season.
Yeah, certainly it was disappointing. I don't think it was through lack of effort. I think the boys, played really hard, strong football in terms of won the clearances, won the contested ball, won the inside 50s. But I think we saw that we probably didn't spread like we normally would. We didn't use the ball to the degree we would have liked to have, and in the end, Richmond got goals a lot easier than we got goals, and so it's something we need to work on. And certainly the ability to freshen up now is important, and most of our AFL boys are taking 3 or 4 days off now, and they'll be back training on Friday, training again on the weekend, and then prepare for the game against Melbourne on the following Friday. So certainly performance is what we're thinking about, and a lot of clubs have give their players the weekend off. We're not doing that. We're just going to give them this early part of the week off, and hopefully get their minds tuned in for what's obviously going to be a really important game for us.
And Leroy Jetta came off the field early with a knock to the mouth. Is there any concern there?
Well, he had some plastic surgery basically on his inside of his mouth, and so that was done yesterday. So that's all fine. It won't interrupt anything. Not sure how his eating is going at the moment. He might be battling a little bit because I know he's sore. But in fact, all credit to him, because I thought he played really well after he got the knock, and he soldiered on and continued to play well.
And how is Captain Jobe Watson tracking with his hamstring strain?
Well, he's going along well. He's in the gym. He's working hard through there. He's doing his rehab. But look, it really is a wait and see with Jobe as to will he be available for the Melbourne game. We hope so, but it isn't a definite thing. We'll know a little bit more as we get a little bit closer. And the same with Michael Hurley. They're both in the same boat, really. We'd love to have them both out there, but we're not going to take any risks at the same time. So we'll be guided a lot by our medical staff, and the decisions will be made next week.
And in pleasing news, Daniher returned to the VFL yesterday.
Well, it's good news for Das, and he got through and just played half a game of football. He played well in that half. It was just pleasing just to see him out there on the field. He was sprinting full pace. He was doing all the things you require. And the great news with him is that he pulled up well today, and that's always been the factor when he's had a really hard training session or a game. The next day he's been pulling up sore, but he's pulled up and he hasn't suffered any type of problem since then. So good start. It is a 1 week at a time thing, but we're really hopeful we can get some good footy out of Darcy in the rest of the year.
And how is Tate Pearce tracking with his recovery programs?
Well, I've got to say the coach was extremely happy with Tate. They had a VFL training session this morning and a little bit of a run around, and Tate was very good. And he's a reasonable chance to play this week in the VFL. So that's great news. We're really happy. Obviously, he's recently re-signed his contract for the following 2 years. All the medical side of things is telling us, the doctors and the surgeons are telling us that his foot's really stable. So we're getting all the positive, good news in there. And now it's just trying to get him up to a fitness level where he can perform at AFL. And so perhaps, and not definitely, he's got to get through the rest of training this week, but perhaps there's that chance that he'll run out for the VFL team versus Geelong, down at Geelong at 11 o'clock on Saturday morning.
Thanks, Paul.
Thanks, Al.